YouTube. No, not YouTube. Okay. At Fabuloso's store, the ratio of number of takis sold to gancitos sold is 3 to 4. So this is the fraction that you're going to use, chicos. 3 to 4. Then you're going to use a third number. Now, what you have to consider is takis was given first. So takis goes on top. And gancitos goes in the bottom. Porque esa es la orden que te dieron. That's the order you're going to use. Así de fácil. Now, sorry, forgot. Welcome to video 3. Now, if we know that we're going to use these two numbers and we're going to use a third one, whenever you're missing a number, for example, here or here, vamos a poner another letter, that way you don't get confused. Whenever you're looking for that, well, that means that's the number you're not going to have. Entonces, aquí abajo, there should be an X. And here, we should have a third number. In this case, because it's in the same column or row, whatever you call it. Because it's the same column, that means this is the proportion we're going to use. This is the Wakanda Forever we're going to use. So for this one, I'm going to do just one more time. Takis and gancitos. Remember, the fraction that we're always going to work with, because they gave us those two numbers, 3 to 4. And then, we didn't know how many gancitos were sold when 36 takis were sold. So in this case, we can do Wakanda Forever. That means multiplying 36 times 4. And then whatever we get, dividing it by 3. Or in this case, side to side works. Now, 3 times what gives you 36, chicos? Correct. So, multiplying by 12 would be what we do in the bottom. What we do at the top, we do the bottom. So, 4 times 12, that will give us 48. Now, are we done, chicos? No, we are not. Ahora tenemos que encontrar este. We're looking for 2 answers in this case. So, let's do it one more time. Aquí tenemos. Then we have takis, gancitos. Now, what fraction are we going to use? 3, 4. Ese siempre va a estar. That's what they gave us. And in this case, we don't know how many takis when 96 gancitos are sold. Now, Wakanda Forever, 96 times 3, 18, and that's 228, right? Yeah. Now, all we got to do is divide by 4. This is going to be 7. And then this is going to be 2. So 72. There we go. Are there any doubts, chicos? This is perfect. Papita. So you're going to do Wakanda Forever twice. Dos veces. 18. Versace offers 8% to teachers. Which value is equivalent to 8%? Well, let's first start with 8%. Now, we want to turn it into a decimal and a fraction. First, we have to turn it into decimal. So let's remove this, and then we have a decimal. And Dr. Pepper tells you that you're going to move it 2 times. So 1, 2. So you have 0.08. Not 0.8. That's not the same thing. Now, 0.08, how you say it correctly? Well, that's going to be 8. This is tens, and this is hundreds. So hundreds. When you simplify, dividing both of these by 4. you're going to get 225. So these are the two answers you should be looking for. Now, that's not the fraction I see here, so that's not true. 810, that's 0.8. And once again, we're looking for 0.08225. It is there. Perfecto. 19, this is fun. Find the median. Okay, let's look at the steps. First, we're going to order them from smallest to biggest. So what's the smallest number out of all of these? The smallest. Let's look for the smallest. 5 looks pretty small. Oh, actually 3. Yeah, 3. So 3 is the smallest one. So let me put 3 here, comma. Next smallest would be 5, comma. Next smallest would be, I think it looks like 8, right? Let me double check. Yes, 8. We have to place them in order. Then it would be 9, right? There's another 9, but we have to list it as well. So that other 9, let's list it. Now the next, so that 13, never mind 12, never mind 11. 11 is the next smallest. Then 12 is the next smallest. Then 13 is the next smallest. Then 15 is the next smallest. Then 17 is the last number, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, perfect. Now, we already did step 1. Awesome. Second step. After ordering them in order, cross 1 out from the beginning, 1 from the end. Beginning, end. Repeatedly until you have 1 number in the middle. Okay. So I'm going to cross 1 out from the beginning. Okay, let me cross it out. 1 from the beginning, 1 from the end. 1 from the beginning, 1 from the end. Cross out repeatedly, beginning, end. But here, beginning, end, how can I do that? Well, let's look at the third step. The second step is we have 1 number in the middle. But the third is in some cases there's just 2 steps, and in this one there's 3. If 2 numbers are in the middle, add them, then divide by 2. If 2 numbers are in the middle, you add them and then divide by 2. Now, let's add these 2. 11 plus 9. That's going to be 20. Then we're going to divide that by 2. So in the middle is 10, and that's the answer. Now, let's just say for some reason that there was just 1 number in the middle, 9. Well, that would have been the answer, and that's it. So if there's just 1 number in the middle, that's the answer. But in this case, there were 2 numbers in the middle, right? So we do what we had right here. If 2 numbers are in the middle, add them, divide by 2. This is how you find the median, the number in the middle. Are we good? Smallest to biggest, cross out. If there's 2, add and divide by 2. If there's 1, that's your median. That's the number in the middle, and that's your answer. Awesome. Now, number 20. A circle has 360 degrees. Chicos, a circle will always be 360 degrees. Always. So what is the value of M if it has 4 equal sections? So, if it had 4 equal sections, that means, what are we going to do with 360? We are going to divide it by 4. When you do that, you get 90. Simple as that. Now, what I want to recall or mention, what if it had 8 equal sections? Well, we would divide 360 by 8. What if it had 10 equal sections? Well, we would divide 360 by 10. What about 12 equal sections? Well, 360 by 12. What if it had 36 sections? Well, we divide by 36. I hope I'm making myself clear. Number 21. How many in total? Have you ever seen this, chicos? I believe you should have seen this before, 3rd or 4th grade, something like that. But if you haven't, don't worry about it. I'm going to explain it from the top. Imagine these are the ages of some people in a school. Let's say Valley Elementary. Now, if those are the ages of some people, maybe they're teachers, maybe they're students, I don't know. Well, if you see this, chicos, that means a 20. Doesn't mean 2 and 0, it means 20. So when you see this, it means a person there, one of them is 13. When you see the 1 and 6, that means 16. If you see it one more time, that means another person 16. And lastly, 17. So these are the only ones that are teens, so to say. Ahora, let's go with the 2s. There's a person that has 20 years of age. There's a person there that's 22. There's a person there that's 25. And so on, chicos. And that's what I mean. This is what I mean. That every single number over here is a person. So you're going to count them to find the total. How many in total? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So how many total? There's 15 people here. Hay 15 personas. Now we keep going, chicos. Now we already did the 1s, the 2s. Let's do the 30s now. There's a person there that's 36, a person there that's 37, another person that's 37, another person that's 37, a person that's 38. Now, we have, last but not least, our 40s. Someone 40, someone 41, someone 43. And around that age, could be some of our teachers. Now, I'm not going to say who, obviously, ¿verdad? Pero yo no. Now, that's it. That's the list of all the ages that we have in this list. So this and these are the same thing. They're the same numbers. They're the same total. Es lo mismo. Entonces, esto no los confunde. This doesn't confuse you, so this shouldn't either. Ahora, imagine they say, you know what? Half of these people are less, or no. Half of these people are younger than 30. Is that true, chicos? Well, we go back and check. We check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 out of 15. Now, is that half? No. Half of 15 is 7.5. So this is not half, chicos. Very close. It's probably like 47 or 48. But they said half, and half is 50. So if they say that, then this is wrong. So half are younger than 30, that's not true. If they say half or more are older than 30, that's going to be true. Because if you count, you're going to check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is bigger than the half of 15, which is 7.5. So this would be true. This would be like 52. Yeah, so yes, this is true. You say, you know what? The highest age in this list is 43. You go and you check. Is that the last one? Yes, that's true. That's the highest. The mode. The mode is the one that appears the most. What number is repeated the most? 37. So the mode would be 37. And that's how you play around with it, chicos. And honestly, I find it like fun to list it because sometimes people miss a number, they don't do it correctly. And just making sure, okay, I did 13, it's here. I did 16, it's here. You list them all, and then you read the answer choices, chicos. The answer choices are going to be very obvious, but you have to understand how this works. And I hope that with this video, you do. Okay, small joke break. What cheese will never be yours? That's nacho cheese. That's like not your cheese. Nacho cheese. Yeah, I know. It's very, very, very funny. Please laugh. Ahora. 22. A jar contains 55 grams of sugar. What is the amount of sugar in milligrams? Ahora, para los que saben español, for the ones that know Spanish, mil means that's what I'm going to multiply. 1 gram is 1,000 milligrams. Okay. Milligrams. Let me write it all. So, with that said, you can order your little box for Wakanda Forever. Sometimes you don't have to. You can just multiply directly. Some people see that right away. And some people have to write this, and it's okay. So, gram, milligram. 1 gram is 1,000. So, 55 grams. What did we do? We multiply by 55. So you multiply by 55 and it has 3 zeros. That's my answer. Boom. Same thing for kilograms. Same thing for milliliters. All you do is multiply by 1,000. What percentage is equivalent to 12 out of 30? Oh, that's easy. 12 out of 30 means let's divide right away. You can simplify first, but some people struggle with that. So, you could divide right away or simplify and then divide. And it should be pretty simple, pretty straightforward. So that's 0.4, but they're looking for percentage. So 1, 2 for Dr. Pepper. And if there's a blank, you add a 0. 40%. Now, last one. 1 pound of Cheetos is $4.50. So we bought 2.5, which is the same thing as what? 2.5 pounds. So all you do is, you can do 2 things. You can do Wakanda Forever right away. And then we can do pound. Cost. Apago el Apple Pencil. Let me disconnect it. Cost. That means 1 pound. 1 pound is $3.50. What does it say? Oh, sorry, $4.50. It's not the same. $4.50. And then how much would it cost for 2.5? So what do? You multiply by 2.5 and you find the answer. Simple as that. Now, some people would have multiplied right away. They don't even have to set up the, what's it called? The Wakanda Forever, the proportion. But some people do, and that's completely fine. Now, after you multiply, that's your answer. Right away. Now, the song. Let me put the song right away. That way, you can say, hey, I watched the video, sir. I promise. Like, okay, I'll believe you this time. Y me quedo por ciento Y lo usaré solo para decirte lo mucho que lo siento. Que si me ven con otro nadie, pues solo es perdiendo el tiempo. Baby, pa' que te miento. Eso de que me vieron feliz no es cierto. Ya nada me hace reír. Solo cuando veo las fotos. Bueno, ahora esa es se me olvidó. 1% de Grupo Frontera with Bad Bunny. So that's the third song.